Welcome to Doodle Club. I always say pencils are for losers. Now that's really about making sure that we don't use a pencil when you don't really need to use a pencil. You just use it for the necessary bits. I know loads of artists that are really good pencil artists. Nothing, no shade on them at all. But yeah, I love using marker pens. I think you learn faster and you learn quicker, and you draw quicker as well if you go straight in with marker pens. So we're going to do a little bit of we're going to draw some pencils today, because it feels like that's the only way pencils are going to get into the Korp Academy. I've got these really neat prompt sheets that I've done. So I've got some pencil prompt sheets and some face prompt sheets as well, which will be available for you guys in an activity pack, which I'll upload sometime this year. And hopefully, no, I'll upload it like by the end of the week, I promise. And yeah, so that's what we're going to use. I've cut those out and we're going to use those actual prompt cards. And we're just going to do like a pot of pencils, but with cute kawaii style faces on. Okay, right, less talking, more drawing, because I can feel I'm boring myself. So let's get on with it, shall we? These are the materials you're going to use. We're just all going to use my prompt cards. Okay, I've cut them out. I've done all the hard work for you. Not hard work, it's cutting out a bit of paper. Weren't difficult. A pencil, you'll need a pencil just because we might need a pencil for some of these, help us with some of these shapes. Yeah, I know, pencils are for losers, but that's alright. Fat pen and a thin pen. Fat pen for all the main outlines, thin pen for all the little details we might put in later. Because I'm using an A5 sketchbook, quite a small, classy sketchbook from Art Gecko, I'm only using a 0.5 and a 0.05 fine liner. If you're drawing a bit bigger, grab a fat pen. Shall we, let's get started, shall we? So first thing we're going to do, go and grab your fat pen, the main pen that you're going to use for all your drawing. So this would be your Sharpie or your PC3M or your 0.5 fine liner, whatever you're going to do. And all we're going to do, let's put a little curve down the bottom. This little curve is going to be the edge of the pen pot. All the pencils are going to come out of this pot. Okay, so little curve just going across there. So remember, we're going to stick loads of pencils in there. We are going to make them quite fat pencils, but just a little curve down there. And we'll do the rest of that pen pot later. So that's the only bit we need to do for the time being. Let me get in a little bit closer, shall we? Woo, there you go. Everyone got that curve in? Let's double line it. May as well start with a wonky line. Wonky line, a bit of a floater, double-ended flick off, so try and flick it off either end, just a little tiny bit. And let's go and grab a prompt card, a body card for this. Now, you'll see the flaw in my plan. When you print off these from the activity pack, maybe try and print them off on some thicker paper so you don't see exactly what we're going to draw each time. But here we go. Act surprised. There's our first pencil. So I don't know, it's like a pencil with a rubber bit on top, maybe one of those, maybe the tip of a pencil that you use for like drawing with on an iPad. Let's go and put one of those in, shall we? So we're going to start off with a rectangle. So grab your 0.5 pen. We want to put this one right at the front here. Let's start off with a rectangle, up, across, down, like that. Big enough for us to squeeze a little face in there, okay? Once you've done that, right at the top of that rectangle, in fact, I'll zoom in a little bit more for you. There we go, right at the top of that rectangle, just flick off a little bit either side. Little tiny flick that side, little tiny flick that side. Then starting on the barrel of the pencil, this bit is the barrel of the pencil. Starting on the barrel of the pencil, hi Maisie. Starting on the barrel of the pencil, we're going to just come from under this little flick off. We're going to go out, up, across, and tuck it in under the other side of the flick off. Like this, look. Starting there, go out, up, across, down the other side, tuck it in. Finish off, stick a little dome on it, that's a rubber. And let's double line all of that. Nice and wonky. I quite like the fact that we haven't needed to use a pencil so far. There we go, just go around it all twice. Some bits fat, some bits thin. strong intersections where these lines join each other, just down here, look. It's usually where the shadows are, so make those bits a little bit thicker. It makes all the difference. Even down here, look, where that joins into there, make that a little bit thicker. Awesome. Right, we've all got that in. Let's go and grab our first face card. Petrified little thing. So let's go and put this in. I'm going to stick with the same pen. If you need to go for a thinner pen, grab a thinner pen to put these little details in if you can't squeeze it in. But let's go and put those eyes in first. So standard kawaii style eyes. A little circle. You can see I've got like 3 circles inside these ones for the extra reflection. So you put as many in as you want. They tend to look a little bit cuter the more reflections you put in. I'm only going to put 2 in. I'm not going to go crazy on it, because obviously three reflections would be crazy. There we go, there's 1. Do something similar over the other side. Little circle, big reflection, little reflection, colour the back in black. Lovely. Now this little character, this face has got a couple of bags under the eyes. They would say draw what you know, so a couple of bags under the eyes, little double-ended flick-offs just there. The mouth is a D. Imagine a D falling on its back. Go as big or as small as you want for this D. I always think, when I start these shapes, I always think you could just leave it like that. I mean, that is a pretty wicked looking mouth. You could just leave it like that, but I'm going to go and follow what the prompt card says. So finish off the bottom part of that D, throw in some teeth across the top, so just a line across the top for the teeth. Throw in a tongue, so a curve across the bottom for the tongue. Don't forget, if you don't want to do too much colouring in, go with a big fat tongue. If you don't mind colouring in, go with a smaller tongue. Let's colour the back of the mouth in black. Unless you're planning on putting some actual colour on this, you might want to put the back of the mouth in with a different colour. Like a dark red or something like that, I guess. Finish off a little double-ended flick off underneath the bottom of the mouth, just to give it like a little bottom lip. That's all our fat pen stuff done. What we'll do is we'll come back with our thin pen later, add some extra little details, maybe a little bit of a shadow, some little scruffy marks and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Awesome, right, there we go. Let's go and put out the next body in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to bother with having these the wrong way around, because you can see right through them anyway. So let's see what the next one is going to be. There's 8 of these. Next one's going to be like a mechanical pencil. It's the top end of a mechanical pencil. I'm getting messages saying my internet's unstable, so if I do drop out, just hang on for a few minutes and I'll be back in again, okay? Let's go and draw that then. So grab your fat pen. What would be cool here is if you could have this pen kind of coming out at a bit of an angle. Okay, so grab in fact, let's pencil this bit in first. What we're going to do is this bit, we're going to pencil in that bit. So just over here, have it coming out at an angle, just there. It's going to tuck in there, look, it's going to tuck in behind that other pencil. So chuck in a rectangle like that, and then let's go and try and put in, then we can grab your fat pen, let's go and try and put this bit in. We're going to do this metal bracket in there first. Okay, so first line, just all the way across for the top part of that metal bracket. Second line, just underneath that, let's go all the way across, but on this time you want to be just outside the pencil line. Just outside the pencil line, just there. Okay, let's go up to about there, staying just outside the pencil line, and then a little curve back in like this. Jump it out, little curve back in, Just going to extend this a little bit because I've gone a bit too close to the edge there. There we go, like that. This time that top line, let's go and take that top line. This time what we're going to do is just going to go up and around this curve that we've just added in. So look, up there, curve it round, bring it back into the edge of the pencil pot there. Okay, once you've got that metal clip in, then we can go around the rest of the pencil lines. Just don't go through that metal clip. Do this little bit down here, this bit up here, all the way around. Now remember, your pencil lines are just a guide, so you don't have to hit those pencil lines perfectly. If your pencil lines are slightly in the wrong place, then you just do what you think looks right. Throw in this little rubber bit at the top, up, across, and down. Hopefully you were double lining as you went along. Let's get some fat lines in there. Beautiful. Let's go and put a face in on this one. So there's our previous face, that's what we've just done. Next face card is, look at that, way too cute. Smile and everything. So standard kawaii style eyes. This time we're going to put the little bags on top of the eyes to look like little eyebrows, and then a little W for the mouth. Grab your thin pen to put in these little heart shapes for cheekbones. That would be my suggestion. Okay, let's do it. Now don't forget your pencil is kind of at an angle, so make sure you put your face at an angle as well. So standard kawaii style eyes. One big circle, a smaller circle up in the corner. I know circles don't have corners, but you know what I mean. Then an even smaller circle down in the bottom corner. Colour the back of the eyes in black. You've got some nice reflections going on there. Little bags across the top of the eyes with little eyebrows. Whatever you think they look like, that's what they are. Quick W for the mouth. And then thin pen to throw in some hearts for cheekbones. And we'll probably throw, I mean, you can do this on the fly as well. We'll probably throw some cheekbones into this character's face at the end of the session. But, you know, feel free to add those bits in as you want. Looks like everything's frozen, so I'm just going to wait a second. Hopefully everybody will come back.
Recording in progress.
We're back again. Everybody in still? Let me just check. Here we go. We're back again. Everyone all right? Yeah. Anybody take over? Did anybody carry on drawing? Elsa's the most experienced person here. Hopefully she led the lesson for a bit. Yeah. No. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Hopefully the internet connections are a bit better now. We'll see how we get on. Right, we've got these two pencils. These two pencils in. Yeah, we've got the two faces in. Let's go and put our third one in. Thanks, Addy. I can see you nodding, so I think that's we're good to go for our next one. Cheers, mate. Right, next pencil. Let's go and put this one in. I know it looks a little bit like a toilet roll. I've got to be honest, I was running out of pencil drawings, it was quite difficult to draw 8 different types of pencil. This one, let's not bother with a pencil. Pencils are for losers, so let's go straight in with a pen for this one. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. Yeah, straight in with a pen. Let's do it. Look, over here somewhere. Let's go. Let's chuck one in there. 2 parallel lines like that. 2 parallel lines, as long as they're pointing in the same direction. Join the tops together with an ellipse. I don't know if that is the actual name of this shape, but we'll go with it. Yeah. 1 big ellipse, then inside it 1 smaller ellipse. That's the lead in your pencil, so we can colour that bit in and double line everything. Strong intersections, yeah. Wonky lines, fat bits where they all join together. There we go, we've got our big toilet roll. Let's go one more time then with a face card. Next face card is, I haven't used this one for a while. Nice easy mouth, like that mouth. It's kawaii style eyes, you can all do those kawaii style eyes. Nice easy mouth, just a line across, tongue sticking out. You have got an option how big you want to do the tongue. Do you want to make it fat, long, whatever you want to do with it. Make it just the tip poke out, whatever you want. Let's go and throw that face in. So starting off with the eyes, big circle, 2 small circles inside, colour the back in black. At least 2 small circles inside. You can get more if you want. No bags on this one. We can think about adding some bags later if you want, if you feel like it needs it. The most complicated mouth you'll do all day, just a line going all the way across. Stick a tongue out. Make it look more like a tongue by flicking a little line in the middle. Just flick a little tiny line to cut the tongue in half. Not all the way to the tip. I see some people do that. Just kind of put it all the way to the tip. You don't really need to do that. Just a little flick into the centre of the tongue. Double line everything. Grab your thin pen, add those little cheekbones in. Little circles for cheekbones. What do you reckon? Let's go and put in at least 1 more character before we have a little look at everybody's artwork. We get 4 characters in. Toilet roll pencil we've done. Next pencil is, there you go, that's more traditional as pencils go. So what we're going to do with this one, we're going to do this line that goes all the way around and back down again. Just remember to leave yourself loads of space. Make it quite a tall one because we've got a rubber, a metal band, and then space for the face down here. Don't need a pencil for this one. Pencils are for losers. Try and overlap. So when we get to this, if you're at the same level as me, we on to the next layer. What you want to do is go from one character's head to the other character's head for this next bit. So like this, look. One character's head all the way around, land on another character's head. That kind of overlap is going to look really nice, rather than directly on top of each other. Okay, 2 curves, look. One to separate the rubber out of the top, one for the band of metal. Look at how far out I am on this one. Let's get in a little bit closer. There we go. 2 bands across the top. A little flick across here, a little double-ended flick off somewhere in there, just to give it a bit of a look like there's a flatter end to your rubber. 2 flick offs inside. Follow the curve of the metal band. 1 flick off there, 1 flick off there. And then just a bunch of lines all the way across in that little gap. Going to finish this off. This is going to be one of those pencils that's kind of got flat edges to it. So finish it off with little tiny flicks there. So we're splitting it into 3 panels. Go down the bottom, flick a little line up as well. And let's double line all of that. As a rule, you generally don't need to double line any flicked off lines. All those little lines in the middle there, I wouldn't bother double lining those. Just the fat bits of the lines. That's a nice looking pencil. Let's grab a face for it. Okay, there's our last face. Next one is another tongue sticking out. This one looks a little, this one's a proper loser. Look at that. Let's go and put that face in. Use the I'm using the you know, the way we split the pencil into 3 parts. I'm using that as a way of positioning the eyes. So one directly under that line, one directly under this line. Standard kawaii style eyes. We've got little bags underneath though. Let's chuck in a little bag underneath. Nice easy mouth, just a straight line for the mouth going from the edge of one eye to the edge of the other eye. Throw a tongue in, little curve for a tongue, little flick in the middle to make it look more like a tongue. Weird looking little pencil, that one. Okay, we're 4 pencils in. We've got another 4 pencils to go, so let's have a little look. It's a little half-time look at everybody's artwork. So you know me, I believe art's a team sport. You can learn loads more from looking at other people's artwork. When you look at your own, you tend to see all the bad things, everything you've done wrong. When you're looking at somebody else's artwork, you see all the best bits. That's why it's always worth looking at all the best bits. And seeing what other people have done, seeing what you can get inspired by. Elsa's up first, look at that, that's looking really good. Nice work, Elsa, thank you very much. Thomas is up as well. Thomas is already working on the background. Yeah, I was going to put on the pot down the bottom, I was going to put a little sticker that says losers, but you've got like a sun going on as well. Nice work, mate, awesome. Donut, that's really good. Your line work is on form there, Donut. Well done, mate, really nice. Helen, how you getting on? We've got 5 pencils in there already. We've got 2 toilet roll pencils. Lovely stuff. Excellent. Yeah, so that one pencil that you had, like the mechanical pencil with the metal grip that's coming out the side, you might just need to extend that a little bit. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. I didn't draw it. So, Jovi, how you getting on? You can have a clip. Yeah. I see what you mean, Helen. Jovi's getting on. Fantastic. Look at that. Really nice. Everything fits in there perfectly. That one in the middle looks petrified. Awesome stuff. Jess, how are you doing? I love the fact that Jess is like, I'll just draw on anything at the moment. That's looking really good, mate. I love the fat eyebrows. Just seeing the little fat eyebrows on the mechanical pencil as well. Really nice, mate. Thank you, Jess. Addy and Dad, let's have a look at those. Addy's got, is yours the one with the little blue bits in already? Yeah, that's looking good, mate. I've got to give you the first review. That's looking really nice. I like the fact that you've put in the cheeks as well in a different colour. That's a really nice touch. Dad's got himself a luxurious piece of cardboard there. That's looking really nice. Nice work with the mouth. An Amazon delivery. You know, that curve, mate. Why didn't you use that curve? You already had a curve in for the... lesson learned, eh? Yeah, you see, I love that side of any cardboard that you've got that's already got marks on it. Just keep that stuff. Look. This is like one of my favourite bits of cardboard that I haven't drawn on yet, just because it's got the Posca logo on it. But yeah, just keep that, use that. I think we've got one more, Maisie. I think you were last up, mate. How are we getting on? That's good, mate. Yeah, excellent stuff. That's looking really nice. Well done, Maisie. Thank you very much. Right, let's get on with the second half, shall we? Don't know what you showing me, mate.
I don't know why I had to quote pencils are for losers, and all of the pencils are just like, oh my god.
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah. Have the pencils all looking a bit shocked. Daniel, thank you, mate. You were listening earlier. So when I said about keeping time, Daniel remembered if you're on time, you're late. Well done, mate. Let's get back on with it, shall we? It's enough discipline. Let's finish off these. We've got 4 more to draw in. So obviously I'm just going to fill this sketchbook page with as many pencils as I can fit in, but you put in as many or as few as you want. If you need to double up on some of these, then do that. If you're finished already, then just grab that thin pen, start shading in, adding some little details or putting some other stuff around the outside edge, maybe a bit of colour, you know, freestyle it throughout this second half. Here we go. There's I'm not saying that I was running out of ideas, but there is another pencil. So let's see if we can do that one together. I don't reckon we need a I don't reckon we need any help from a pencil for that one. So let's go and draw this rectangular line. Mainly be thinking about, you might want to pencil it out just to make sure your positions are all right, because you want to hit the dewlaps. So you don't want lines. You don't want to do this pencil coming out of there, because it will just get confused with this line. You kind of want it about here. Let's go up there, cross, down into that area. That looks about right. Let's try something like that. Double line it, make it wonky. And then we're just going to split that into 3. So you're just going to do 2 lines to split it into 3. So flick down there, flick up there. And that'll do. There's a pencil for us. Let's go and grab a face for this one. Face for this one is going to be, look at that, way too happy. Oblivious, what a loser he is. Grab your fat pen, throw in the eyes first. I'm going to go a little bit bigger with these eyes. Standard kawaii style eyes. Just a little tiny bit bigger. Don't forget, scale is always something you can just play around with. You don't have to draw them to the same scale. You can draw stuff bigger, smaller, whatever you want. Eyebrows. Do we do the eyebrows off the top of the pencil or still on the pencil? They're quite high on this one, so you could do the eyebrows all the way up here. Look. You get away with that kind of stuff when you're doodling. Throw the D in, falling on its front for the mouth, a line across for the teeth, curve across for the tongue, colour the back in black. I don't think drawing gets much easier than that. We've just drawn a tongue, a full set of teeth and some lips. Little double-ended flick off down the bottom there for a fat lip. And we're good. Let's go and throw in another pencil. Next pencil, standard pencil. This is like the other end of the one we just drawn. Do we need a... No, let's not use a pencil for this one. Again, just figure out where it's going to go. I'm probably going to put this one in the middle because it's quite a nice looking one. Probably going to put it in the middle, and then I've got space to put 2 more over the other side. So I'm just thinking about how I'm stacking things up. Now, when I put this one in the middle, I need to avoid this eyebrow. If I put a line going through that eyebrow, it's going to kind of mess things up a little bit, I think. So I'm going to put it over here. Look. In fact, let's start there. And there. 2 lines, parallel. We're going to join those 2 lines across the top together with a little bouncy line. So 3 bounces. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Double lining as you're going along. Put that little triangle at the top. Let's call it a big triangle. Put that big triangle across the top. Double line it. Throw a little triangle right in the top there. You can colour that bit in black because it's the lead in your pencil. And then a little bit of flicking off around the bottom here just to give that pencil a bit more shape. So little flick down there. Figure out where that's coming out from down here, and little flick up there. Flick up there. If you're struggling to flick the pen, don't forget it's those little dots and dashes. Just Morse code it. Loads of dots and dashes in there. Nice and scruffy. Face card. Next face card is... I call this one fish lips. Looks like fish lips to me. So let's go and throw that one in. We'll go with the 2 eyes. I'm going to go bigger again with the eyes. It might be a bit of a mistake to go big with the eyes as we're going further back in the pencil pot. You'd expect them to get smaller as they are further away. But that's okay, there's no rules here. We just do what we want. Look at those eyebrows though. Look at the emotion that we're getting out of those eyebrows. We've got like some real regular looking eyes there, but as soon as you put those eyebrows on, character just starts to look a lot sadder. Add the fish lip, little line across, and then a line all the way around it. Weird. Okay. We're at a point now where we need to finish off. So what have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I've got space. I'm probably just going to put one more pencil in there, maybe one in here as well. I'm not decided yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out all the pencil cards. So the remaining ones that we've not used yet, and all the ones that we've already used, just so that you can choose which pencil card is your favourite, which one you want to use. So we've just used that one, so let's plonk that one over there. There's another one, a little mechanical pencil, tip of a mechanical pencil. That's relatively easy to draw, so I'll leave that one there. And then we've got like a little iPad pencil, an Apple pencil as well. Let's put all these other ones out. There's all 8. Let me zoom out. So yeah, at this stage it is a case of, right, let's fill our pot. Make sure you've got, you see these 2 little bits hanging out here down the bottom of the pot. Make sure you've still got 2 little bits hanging out, because that's going to be important for the next stage. But all we want to do now is just fill in the rest of the gaps with any more pencils that you want to throw in. Keep it simple if you just want to do simple pencils. Keep it complicated if you're a fast drawer. This bit over here all feels a little bit messy, so I'm just going to pencil out something in there of where this next pencil is going to go. I think it's going to come from this one. Oh man. See, I told you about hitting that eyebrow. It's the only reason you need to use a pencil, just to do a little bit of planning. There you go. So I'm going to do this mechanical pencil over here. So let's start out with, once you've positioned it roughly right, start out with that rectangular bit. Just double line that as we go. Whoa, look at that fat line there. Missed it completely. Oh, that's huge. If you do stuff like that, you do an accidental fat line, just put an intentional fat line somewhere else. There you go, just balances things out a bit if you get these like wonky bits all over the place. So yeah, I'm doing this mechanical pencil. So next thing I've got is this triangular bit across the top. But with this triangular bit, I don't want them to touch completely. They're just going to have a little bit chopped off the top. That bit that's chopped off the top is for a metal casing that goes round the lead, and then we'll have the lead popping out the top there like that. Colour it black so everyone knows it's the lead. We've got 1, 2, 3 lines going across. So let's go and throw those in as well. 1, let's put the others down here. Look. And you could even put like a bit of branding on there. My suggestion would be, whatever your favourite pen type is, put a little bit of branding on there, and then when you upload it to Instagram, share it as a story and tag them in it. They'll love it. Okay, that's it for pencils for mine. I'm not putting any more pencils in. So get to a point where you've finished putting all your pencils in. Even if you just pencil out where the pencil's going to go and draw it in a bit later. But that's a finished pencil pot. What I'm going to do now It's going to lay out all the face cards, all the remaining face cards, so we can stick a face in the rest of our pencils. They're ready then. So that's the one we've just done, old fish lips. There we go, the standard koala, happy sausage, face. Then we've got grumpy sausage. They're the two we haven't done, and then we're back to the start of the others that we have done. So let me stick them all out there. Choose whichever one's your favourite. You should be at a point actually now where if you've got your own ideas, you can start throwing in your own ideas. The only reason I use prompt cards is just to get me started off, and then by the time I get to about half an hour in, I'm like, I know what I want to do now. So let's go. I'm going to go and put this happy sausage face in. So standard kawaii style eyes, 2 reflections, colour the back in black. We've got eyebrows above it, and we've got a happy sausage smile. Happy sausage smile. Stick 3 lines in the happy sausage to give yourself 4 teeth. 1, 2, 3 lines for 4 teeth. And then a little bottom lip under there. Okay, I'll hang on a second just while everybody finishes off their faces on their last pencils. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and finish off the pencil pot. Honestly, there's nothing complicated about this pencil pot. It's going to be nice and easy. Everybody got it in? Awesome. Let's do it then. Sticking with your fat pen still. Sticking with your fat pen, we're going to work down the bottom here now. Back down the bottom. Now you remember I said about these little overlaps. The reason those little overlaps are important on either side is because that is where that's going to be the front of the pencil part, and then we're going to draw the back of the pencil part. So you see that curve there? They see what we've got that way that curves up just there. What we're going to do is do another little line that curves down. It's just going to go just on the outside of that line and then drop down like that. So a little curve down, miss that line, drop off the bottom of the page. I always like to do a strong intersection down the bottom of the page as well. Let's do the same kind of thing on the other side. Look, this time look, you can see it's just going behind that clip. Little curve and then drop it down. Let's just put a little tiny bit of shadow in there, so just in about there, look. You're in a little bit of danger of making it look like it's a coffee cup full of coffee or liquid, but there you go, little shadows in there. Will look quite nice. Okay, we need to decorate our pencil pot, so what you're going to put on this pencil pot, I'm going to put on a little sticker that says losers. But yeah, decorate your pencil pot however you want. You can put some like repeating patterns going all the way around it, little stickers on it, bit of texture, colour it in, whatever you want, doesn't matter too much. Just a little something on there. And then what we'll do is we'll go into our thin pen. So one of my favourite techniques is getting all your fat lines done first, then grabbing a thin pen, adding loads of little details with a thin pen. So that thin pen, fat pen combination just really works out nicely, I think. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to work my way down on these bits. So I'll show you the kind of stuff that I'm going to do. With this 0.5, I'm going to go into all of these areas. I'm just going to add bits of shading where I think it needs a bit of shading. So like for example, if I'm going to make out the sun's coming in from this direction, I'm going to shade this half of the pencil, look, just with these little lines, diagonal lines. Just in this final third. See how that pencil just looks like a little bit more 3D now we've got that in there. Kind of feel like it needs a bit up here as well. Let's do this bit, look. See what that looks like. If it looks okay, copy it. If it doesn't look okay, don't copy this bit. I think that looks okay. That gives it a bit of a shadow. What about in the lips? Do you want to shade the lips in? You can either use a colour or you can just put some lines in there. I'm going top to bottom with these lines. Let's get on the mechanical pencil. I imagine this mechanical pencil was going to be like made out of metal or something, so it's going to have a bit of a reflection to it. So let's go and put in some reflections like this. Look, just a little line up, reflection, little line up. Do that a couple of times. Let little line up, reflection, little line up. See, we'll be putting those in. Little circles in there, that maybe just to look right with reflections. Anytime you're drawing something that's shiny, you just want to draw a circle, a little thin circle. Anytime you want to draw something a bit darker, then just go and put in a line like this. Just a little shadow line in there. Awesome stuff. Right, let's move ourselves down a little bit. I think those two are good enough. And now, in fact, on this one, I'm going to put some cheekbones on. Just little tiny circles for some cheekbones. That'll do. And then let's move down to our next two pencils. Next two pencils, let's do a little bit of shading first. So I reckon there's going to be a shadow around there, around the top of that rubber. And then this is another pencil that's split into three, so it's going to make it nice and easy just to shade out this one side. Obviously, if you're using, you can just use the same colour, so you could colour the whole thing in yellow and shade out with a black line there, or you could colour this bit in with like a mustardy colour and then the rest of it in yellow. So you've got a couple of different options for giving you the shading. Got tongue in there though, so I'm going to do top to bottom lines, tie it together for the tongue. Not going to bother with cheekbones. Should we make that metal band? Let's make that metal band a bit grayer as well. And what you can see here is that even though we've got these thin lines going top to bottom in that metal band, they don't interfere too much with the fatter lines. That's why we use that thin pen, fat pen technique. Awesome, let's move over to this one. We've got another one where it's split into three, so let's shade out this side. Your line work here doesn't have to be perfect. Mine's going over the lines. I'm coming up short a little bit here and there. Doesn't matter too much, don't get too hung up on it. Into the tongue, again. Tight lines, top to bottom in the tongue. Mix up the eyes. You can add some. You can even add some eyelashes. Should we see what it looks like if we add some eyelashes? little teardrop kind of shapes. That's pretty neat. Let's go down one more time. Let's finish this one off. What am I going to do? This is a mechanical pencil, so I'm going to shade out the rubber with some lines going top to bottom. Going to shade out this half with my diagonal lines of this metal clip. What about some reflections in this one, because it's a mechanical pencil? Last two. Let's put some little shadows in there. You don't have to copy exactly what I'm doing. Just do whatever looks right on yours. This last one I'm going to put in just a little line going all the way across. Now, one of the things I like doing quite a lot when I'm drawing is putting like O's and U's, quote marks and hashtags in on these things. So anything that is soft, you'd put O's and U's in because they're soft marks. Anything that's hard, so all of these are going to be pretty hard, you're going to put hashtags and quote marks in. So just kind of wander around on your piece, put little quote marks in. Don't think about it too much, just stick a quote mark in, then maybe throw in a few hashtags just to make it look a little bit more beaten up. There you go, quote marks. Hashtag. Even down here on the bottom part, look, quote marks, hashtags. Little tiny bits in there. Last couple of minutes, anything else you want to put around the outside? I think somebody put like a sun in there. Maybe speech bubbles. Have them saying something, thinking something. I always like to just put in some standard ink splats around mine just to bring a bit of balance. So like for example, that was a big gap for me, so just by putting an ink splat in there just brings a little bit of balance to it. Same down here, this feels like a bit of a gap, so let's just balance it out by doing that. A couple of flies. I think we are about done. A little bit of a shadow on the pencil pot. Beautiful. Any other characters, just feel free to tweak them. Anything you want to change, shade in the tongues, add cheekbones. I think I'm going to leave it just there. Last thing to do, if you like what you've done, sign it. If you don't like what you've done, put somebody else's name on it. And there we go. I think that's a neat little tribute to pencils. Right then. Are you ready then? So when you're ready, flick yourself over into gallery view. Top right corner of the screen, click on view, click on gallery view. Unless you're on an iPad or a tablet, then I think you just got to swipe across until you get to a gallery view. Who was up first? Let's go down to, let's have a look at Jovi's first. Look at Jovi's line work, impeccable. Looking really nice. Yeah, solid stuff. What I like about yours, Jovi, is how angular everything is. It's either straight up or like at 45 degrees. That's looking really nice. A little toilet roll pencil at the top there poking out. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Jovi. Well done. Lovely. Let's have a look at Thomas. Thomas got the right idea. Look, you see those rubbers? Just put in a little tiny bit of pink in those rubbers. That looks really cool. The same with like the end tip of a pencil. Just putting a little bit of like apricot or like a woody kind of colour. Then those would look really nice. Awesome work, Thomas. Well done, mate. Really like it. Donut, let's have a look at yours. You were holding yours up. Let's work our way up. How's yours looking? Nice. Look at all the detail in that. That is superb, mate. That's right. If you're on time, you're late. Well done, mate. Thank you for remembering that. That's good, lad. Jess, look at Jess. Gone crazy with hers. Oh, I love the zombie-looking mechanical pencil at the top there. Nothing in the eyes. That looks really cool, mate. Nice. Yeah, I've just noticed what looks like a fly coming out of toilet roll pencil. It looks more like a toilet roll now. That's awesome, mate. Thank you, Jess. Well done. Addy and Dad. Is that Dean? That's yours first. Yeah, you got the right idea. Again, we've just those little tiny touches of pink in there. Look at that one with a hat. You've turned it into. It looks like something out of toys. It looks like Woody at a Toy Story there. I like that, mate. Nice. Cheers, Dean. Well done. Addy, are you up? Yeah, Addy's there. Look at the colouring in the pot. Snapped a pencil across the top as well. What's it say? Bam or boom. Brilliant stuff. Lovely. I think pencils are like worms. You know, you cut them in half and you can still use both ends. I shouldn't have said that. No, don't do that. Awesome stuff. Well done, Addy. Lovely. Let's go to Elsa next. Look at the drips coming out of the pencil pot. Using it as a cup. It's got a handle in there, so it's definitely, you know, as an artist, we've all been there, yeah. You've got your coffee pot and you've accidentally put your paintbrush with your pen in there, yeah. That's awesome, mate. Nice, really nice idea. Cheers, Elsa. Maisie, how did you get on? That's looking great, mate. The shading on there looks really good. Nice. I can't read it, mate, but the shading looks immense. Love that. And the little colourful outlines around the top. Cheers, Maisie. Helen's up last. I think Helen's last. Look at that. The shading on there is immense as well. Is that pen shading or pencil? Ah, look at that. Yeah, the little expressions. Oh, look at that.
It's pen, and there's a ruler. I turned your rectangle into a ruler.
Oh, that's a great idea, yeah. Put some little numbers and some marks on it. And I kind of like the way the face is kind of turned on its side as well, as you'd expect by a ruler. I like the fact the Apple Pencil looks a little bit out of place. Just with that little kind of like sidewards little smirk that it's got going on there. Awesome work. Cheers, Helen. Glad you made it and well done. Awesome, right. Thank you very much for joining in, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm back again tomorrow for Colour Club. So it's all alcohol pens tomorrow at 6:30. So hopefully I'll see you then. If not, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot, everyone. See you later. Cheerio.